Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing another OPENROAD product. This one is a lot smaller, both in physical size and also price tag, compared to the awning video that I did. Link for that will be, I think, there. Before I get into the actual product, just want to say a huge thank you again to OPENROAD for choosing to sponsor another video with me. Definitely be sure to check out the awning video and also check out OPENROAD's website. And if you want to get a 10% discount off of OPENROAD's entire website, just use code ADVENTURE for 10% off, and I'll have the code and an affiliate link of mine down in the description below. With all that out of the way, let's jump right into the unboxing. This here is OPENROAD's brand new ergonomic camp chair. So they already actually have another camp chair available on their store. I'll pop a image of that up on the screen. That's more of a traditional style camp chair. Anyway, let's get to opening this up. All right, so, wow. Not really much of an unboxing, but there you go. It's just right there. That is actually remarkably light. All right, so open that up. Oh, yep. Now, is there anything else? Oh, yep. So we've got a little, I think, a carry strap or something like that. Ah, yes, actually, that is, because that is for the bag. Clicks on to the little D-rings at either end of the bag. So that's pretty good. Just makes it a bit more convenient to carry it around. Oh, I was about to say, is there any instructions? There certainly is, thankfully, because I actually have no idea how to set up these chairs. All right, well, that doesn't seem too complicated, even for me. Got a Velcro strap. That there is the detachable cup holder. It's pretty cool. Now is... all right. That is... whoop. Little piece of packing foam. Okay. Cool. So that just clicks in like that. Ah, there's actually another thing to pop out. I'm silly because I didn't see the front ones. There we go. That is just my user error. Yeah, that's interesting. Honestly, like, you know, compared to your traditional collapsing camp chairs, yeah, it's actually quite different. Got the little cup holder here, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that slips in just down there. So that's pretty good. You don't have to reach far for your drink. Actually, I've already got a beverage, so. So, gotten to that part of the video now where I'm going to go over specs, features, give you my thoughts / review. All right, so let's jump right into the specs. Okay, so to start things off, We've got Oxenford high density fabric 600D, and we've also got a black aluminium frame. So we also have a removable cup holder here, so very nice to have, obviously. The chair itself weighs 2.7 kilograms, and obviously it comes with the bag and the bag strap. That's pretty much all the specs. I will pop up on the screen the specs when the chair is set up and when it is packed down. All right, so with that out of the way, let's jump right into the features. Alright, so first and foremost, the chair is a ergonomic design. This means that it is quite comfortable and also built for long duration sitting, i.e. camping, sitting around the fire. Don't have to worry about having a sore back after sitting around for too long, so that's always good. The aluminium frame is not only lightweight, but it is durable and obviously painted black, which just looks nice. We've also got those real big feet on the chair, so you know, soft grass, mud, you know, whatever the case is. The feet are big enough and heavy duty enough that most terrains you should be fine, not sinking into the ground or anything, so that is bloody fantastic. So another great feature is obviously the fact that it kind of just pops up and pops back down again, so super easy to cart around with you, and it does not take up a lot of space. Even when the chair's set up, the footprint is actually very tiny. It's great. Not only does it fit in your car without any hassle, but it's lightweight, and when it's set up, it's honestly, yeah, pretty bloody small. So also got a neck pillow as well, which I absolutely love. Thing is comfy as, and there's also straps on the back of that headrest to adjust the tension, how far you want to be sort of leaning back or forward. And yeah, lastly, we've obviously got the swivel actual seat, and we also have that little removable cup holder here, which is obviously great. And we also have the swivel base on the chair, so you can freely move around as you like. Yeah, pretty much that is it for the features. So firstly off the bat, absolutely love the fact that they were able to squeeze a cup holder onto the chair. It is bloody great. It is pretty damn big, so you don't have to worry about having a stubby cooler on your drink and being able to fit it in the actual cup holder. To be honest, I think you could fit a glass of wine, I think you could fit a bottle of wine in here, or if you're anything like me, a good old Tawley. Yeah, it's pretty good that it is removable, and it's also like silicone, I think, or rubber, so easy to clean. It'll move and do whatever. You don't have to worry about it breaking, so definitely love that. So another thing I really like is the Velcro strap right here. So that is real handy for when you're actually packing it all down and you're getting ready to wrap it up and chuck it in the bag. It really does help, and it just kind of keeps everything from, you know, flying apart as you're trying to pack it away. So I really do like the fact that it swivels, turns, you know, 360, all that. Not only that though, it's just great because if someone needs to ask you something, you can just turn around and be like, yeah mate, it's in the fridge, things like that. So that's always good. Plus, if the wind turns a bit bad and you end up getting covered in smoke from the campfire, well, you can just turn around. Or if your mate has a really bad dad joke, you can just turn around and pretend that you don't know them. That obviously is pretty great for all those different reasons. Another thing I like is just how easy it is to cart around. Like, it's 2.7 kilograms, which doesn't sound all that light, but some of your bigger conventional camp chairs are probably about that 5-6 kilo mark. Comparably, it is quite light, and not only that, but it just folds down into that bag. It can tuck in your passenger footwell behind the seats pretty easily, and for me, with the Vitara not being a huge car, the fact that it does actually not take up all that much room is bloody fantastic for me, as I'm always chasing space in this car. If you've seen the camping videos, you know that me getting a swag into the back of this car is quite a mission. And yeah, lastly, it's just easy to set up and it's easy to pack away, and just like the awning, saves you so much time at camp. So I'll move on to some things I perhaps don't like, or things that maybe aren't for me necessarily, so we'll jump onto that. I'm obviously a bit of a big fella. It is a little on the snug side for me personally. However, most of my mates are, you know, half the size of me, and they absolutely love the chair. They think it fits really well. I just think for me and for people of my stature, it's just a little on the narrow side. It does feel a little bit restrictive, I guess would be a way to describe it. But again, that is just purely down to how you're shaped, I guess. So don't get me wrong, it's not uncomfortable, but for how small this chair is and how it packs down and just all the great things about it, I can deal with that, but it is just something to keep in mind, really. The last thing I have is the cup holder. Obviously right now I've got a can in there, but if you do have a open topped cup, or a beverage of any kind that is open top, it doesn't have a bottle cap or a top like a can, just keep in mind that you may end up either dipping your pant leg into it or you may end up tipping it over. And if you are sort of moving around, just be mindful that everything in the cup is also going to move with you as well. So if you make too sharp of a turn, you might end up spilling, your drink everywhere. If it's a bottle or a can, then I think you'll be fine, as obviously it's not as likely to sort of go everywhere, but just something to keep in mind. If you don't want to use it, it is detachable. Yeah, for me, that's not too much of a problem, as I don't generally drink open lidded, just in cup sort of beverages while I'm at camp. And if I do, it's a coffee, and coffee isn't going to fit in there with the handle on it. It's not really a problem for me. However, it is just something to keep in mind. Yeah, with all the, all that stuff out of the way, I guess we should jump on to the review part of the video now. Alrighty, so just like the awning video, I am going to read from my notes. These aren't anyone else's thoughts, these are all just mine. Yeah, I ain't got a good memory, and honestly it's taken me over an hour just to get the talking bits done earlier because I kept stuffing up trying to remember things. So this is just for not only my benefit in the editing process, but also just to make things a bit more streamlined for the video. So obviously I've already gone over the chair is a little bit snug for, bigger people like me. So it's just something to keep in mind, but it is definitely manageable. Like, I'm not uncomfortable, but a little bit of room is just nice just to move around. I do wish that I could adjust how far I'm sitting back or sitting up. I can obviously sit forward like I am now, but leaning back for an extended amount of time just is not really comfortable for me. That's generally why I sort of gravitate towards the fixed back chairs, like the normal stuff I usually take camping with me. Again, it depends on a few different things, whether or not you like sitting really reclined. I know my wife does, because the passenger seat in my car is always all the way back. Again, that just really comes down to your preferences, whether you like sitting up or you like having a bit of a lean back. It is a chair to be ergonomic and to relax in, so I do understand why there is such a lean back in it. But for me, and just my back, sitting upright for me is generally a lot more comfortable. That is a completely, per person preference sort of thing, so just something to keep in mind. I do like that they were actually able to work the cup holder into the design, because, well, there's not really much to the chair, so the fact they were still able to put that in is bloody fantastic. But one thing I would have liked to have seen is on the other side, if they could have that same mount for the cup holder. That way you can pick what side you actually want the cup holder on. Just something that's a creature comfort thing, really. And again, it's just left down to preference as well. Something I would think would not be too hard to implement. Obviously they would just get another one of those mounts and install it on this side, and yeah, I don't think it would really add much to the overall cost or complexity. So the build quality, just like all of OPENROAD's things, is outstanding. I haven't had any creaks, groans, tears or anything like that sitting in the chair, and I'm quite a hefty fella. Even my normal sort of camp chairs will groan and crack and tweak and stuff like that when I'm sitting down in them. So build quality is outstanding, just like all of OPENROAD's other stuff, honestly. And yeah, it's something where it's going to last you for bloody ages, really. So I do like the fact that the chair is not fixed. You can just swivel around in it and do whatever you like. For those reasons earlier I brought up, if someone's asking you a question, you can, look here, look over there, it's in the fridge, mate, all that. It's just good to have, flexibility and where you want to sit, where you want to turn, and it saves you picking up your chair every 2 seconds as well when the wind changes directions and the campfire starts coming towards you, or the smoke does anyway. So it saves you sort of picking up and moving around. You can just sort of turn your back to it till it blows the other way and you're good then. So lastly, I just, again, not to harp on everything I've already gone over, but I just like that it's so bloody small, both when it's set up and also when it's in the bag. Again, the Tara, very small four-wheel drive, and yeah, every bloody inch in that car is absolutely put to the test when I'm packing up for a camping trip, especially if it's me and the wife, as I'm going to have more stuff. So yeah, any space saving I can get is bloody outstanding. I do think that the chair would be a lot nicer, at least for me, if it was a little bit higher off the ground. I just feel like I'm sitting a little bit low. But again, that's more of a personal preference than anything, but it's not super comfortable for me sitting sort of down. Yeah, I just think either being able to have extendable legs, just like you have with the back and bottom part of the chair. If you can have the legs extend out one click, that'd be bloody great, because at least then you can choose whether you want to be a little higher up, a little bit lower down. It would add some flexibility flexibility to a product that is already super flexible as it is. Anyway, in conclusion, honestly, I do think it's a good product overall. There's just some things you're really going to have to take into consideration. The shape of yourself, whether you like, you know, sitting, I guess, reclined or back on an angle. It's not a chair for everyone. However, for the people that this chair ticks all the boxes for them, I just think it's outstanding. Being a little bit higher off the ground overall would just be nice. Just another thing to really keep in mind. If you like being in that super relaxed, real sort of, you know, lean back, low to the ground, super comfy sort of thing, absolutely great. You won't have an issue with it. Pretty much with, you know, all that out of the way, I just want to say again to OPENROAD, thank you very much for sponsoring this video. Greatly appreciate that you guys reached out again. If you haven't already, check out the awning video. If you want anything from OPENROAD's website, if you use my discount code ADVENTURE, you will get yourself 10% off, and just simply put that code in at checkout, get yourself 10% off OPENROAD's bloody fantastic gear. I'll leave a affiliate link down below, as well as a copy of the discount code for you. Thank you very much, OPENROAD, for sponsoring another video. You guys are bloody legends, and thank you all for watching, especially if you watched all the way to the end of the video. Greatly appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe. Would greatly appreciate a subscription, as it does really help get the channel out there. It helps YouTube and its mysterious algorithm do its magic. So with all that out of the way, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my afternoon out here at Glasshouse. I'll catch you all later.